up and a bunch of fireballs.
Let's tilt this bad boy downward a little bit.
Already live.
Yeah,
We
we're
are
already
live.
live.
Comments.
We are live, baby, on the SideQuest with Dolly's fucked up voice. Here at PAX EAST, how you guys all doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Alive.
Alive somehow. We're locked in, baby.
Locked in, baby.
Locked in. We're busting. We're busting.
Just cracking open the shooter.
Yeah.
Open the shooter, fireball. The story behind this was Taylor wanted to get some beer, so we stopped at a liquor store, and I got like a Dots pretzels or something, and then I started standing outside. I'm like, shit, I got one more thing I want to buy. So I went back in and I bought the fireball shooter, and I bought a $10 lottery ticket because they both go hand in hand. And I felt like,
Yeah.
What kind of beer did you get? You have Voodoo Ranger IPA? This is PAX after all.
No, I went for Lawson.
Okay.
Sip of Sunshine.
Okay.
Personal favorite of mine. I can't get it down.
Oh, really?
No. I mean, I don't have New Jersey. I'm about New York.
Oh, yeah.
Fancy New York.
I haven't heard about it.
Liquor stores.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's good.
I'm drinking High Life.
Feel free to treat yourself.
Well, look at you. You're living the high life.
I'm drinking an Heirloom Honey Crisp Cider.
mm.
10 milligrams THC, 5 milligrams CBD per can.
Oh.
That's what they had at the place that we went to, that restaurant we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
on the menu.
Well, here we are, all in one smelly room right now.
Oh, yeah.
Not my fault.
Sure, you've just been here the most.
I'm
From
just saying.
Look at
all
you.
the way over there,
Look
that is
how greasy you
Taylor
are.
Bliss.
I'm always
We're gonna go from right to left. I'm Dolly Domofsky. This is JJ Holder.
Hey, I'm Johnny.
Johnny Wagner.
Tom Johnson.
I'm Sam.
I'm
That's all you
Sam,
need.
the cat with the bag at.
Well, we didn't go from left to right. We went from Dolly to right.
We went from
Hello.
Taylor. Anyways, hope everybody's doing good. How you guys doing tonight?
Fine.
Fine?
Great.
Great. You guys saw Ghostbusters?
She saw
Yeah, we
Ghostbusters.
saw
Went to
Ghostbusters.
I got tickets to Ghostbusters the second they went on sale at the Alamo Draft House, and these two got $5 tickets to T-Mobile.
JJ
So.
mentioned it on Discord, and then I'm like, I get the notification, T-Mobile Tuesday. You know, they do the thing. They partner with Adam Ticket Sales
Yeah.
or whatever. And it was $5. I was like, JJ, when are you seeing this movie?
Yeah.
And I didn't actually think that they were going to do it in downtown Boston. That like it would just be like the theater would be excluded, but it was a $5 movie ticket. Plus, it was dinner, and they served draft beer and
Yeah, bring it right to
sounds
Did you
good.
guys eat a drink?
I got the Ghostbusters milkshake.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Stay Puft milkshake. Yeah.
I went elbow deep in the seat cushion.
I'm getting an Alamo, like a themed Alamo beverage, like when I went to see Sonic the Hedgehog, they had gin and Sonic.
They had an ectoplasm vodka mixer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was one of the two
Yeah.
of their alcoholic drinks of the night.
Yeah.
I did not
You
partake.
can tell how drunk people were and how many drinks they had because they were laughing more and more towards the end of the movie.
It's okay that you didn't like it. It was actually
No,
funny.
it was
Okay.
funny. Yeah, it was just messing.
Fine.
But we're here to talk about games because we're at PAX for games.
Well,
and parties.
Are we?
I
Are there games?
based
Are there games there?
on the amount of time we spent on the show floor, games was half. Like we spent 45 minutes at the chair.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. Just
Our game of show.
I mean,
the
what-
barn chair.
Listen, you open Pandora's box. We're opening with
Let's
the chairs.
We're opening
Chairs.
with the
We're
chairs.
opening with the chairs.
Yeah, that's the thing. That chair looks great.
Get in there, you walk in.
So we're talking
Lock
about
in.
the.
Oh, yeah.
Farms.
This is like, is there like a gooning equivalent to gaming?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
This is the Bateman Labs. Bateman Labs.
I saw that thing on news to be like, oh man, imagine the implications for the Goon Cave.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, yeah, are you telling me we're calling it the Goon Chair and it's for Bateman Labs? Well, okay then.
All right.
They're gonna hate
Hey, it
this
all makes
discussion.
sense.
So you talk to these guys about this, right?
I personally was going to bring up Bateman Labs. I was just going to go with V armchair.
Yeah, it's not barn chair, right?
It's armchair.
Armchair.
Jeez.
I mean,
Becoming barn chair influencers in 2024.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look up the goddamn chair.
I'm literally looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it right now. It's so good.
I will
It is so
say,
good.
I was forced to lock in on the chair.
Yeah, you gotta lock in.
Because
Yeah.
you guys had been there for so long.
Yeah.
They were like, all right. So I did that. It is incredibly comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, as somebody that has like 1,000 things on his desk, how I could ever
Yeah.
operate in a chair that like swings and stuff.
Well, that's it's all modular, so you just need to engineer yourself into that.
You have like a side
Yeah.
table for all my
You can
shit.
engineer yourself out of that has that problem.
I'm afraid I would just be living in the chair, like until I'm one of those guys that gets fused to their couch or whatever.
Yeah. Your daughter's gonna wander in.
You need to
I'll be like, give me a beer.
you need to modularly install a commode.
Install
It's my
like,
custom version.
install like human size, like what is that, like hamster.
Oh yeah,
Water
the
thing.
fucking water.
Yeah.
So I sent my wife the link to the chair, and she just said, "Oh, that's a cool chair." Has not. Well, I don't think
Hey, you know what?
I don't think she'll ever mention the conversation
Ever again.
No, they
We
just
just-
can't
they were
stop talking
cool
about it.
chairs.
Yeah.
They were really cool.
That was Dolly's second visit of the day.
Yeah, I was there twice.
Well, listen, he fell victim to the fact that I anytime that somebody is willing to put up with me starting a conversation,
Yeah.
well, I'm just going to keep talking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the conversation lasted long enough that Dally just like spontaneously arrived. And
Yeah, because I posted a picture, you
Summoning
walked in.
circle. Summoning circle. The best part was JJ afterwards going, God, you guys were there for like 45 minutes. Like, now you know how it fucking feels, dude.
So there's our game of show, the farm chair.
And actually, it's a fucking badass chair. So it's a modular wooden chair, bespoke, and they have it's like a 5-piece chair, I think.
yeah, he said 5 pieces.
5 pieces on the cushions, and you get accessories and stuff afterwards. But they make 2 a day, I think. Was what they said.
He said 2 a day.
So they have a small team and they have like a big warehouse. They got space to expand, but
I think it's a 12-week lead time. on
yeah,
that
12-week lead time.
Oh wow.
Fucking worth it though, because these things were
These guys
were
are just
great,
around, kind of, I guess.
great usage of wood. They had walnut, oak, or whatever. They had a bunch of different
Black
stuff.
walnut, white oak. I'm on the
Thank
website right now.
There you go.
They're
Thank
30-day
you, Tom.
return policy, a 10-year warranty.
Why would you
Goddamn.
want to return it? I don't think you would. But yeah, it's cool. Just cool chairs, man. And they had little modular. They had like these special modular holes around the side that you can attach accessories to.
It's got like
But
hooks
Got
and
plenty of
stuff.
holes.
They got holes, plenty of holes.
Holes
But
for
So
the
many
ass.
holes for activity.
Yeah, but they really focus on that kind of modular attachment, like
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of like the attachments, I thought they were like 3D printed. They're all wood too.
they're all
Yeah.
wood. It's wild. They do
Yeah.
everything in
Yeah.
wood, which is just so cool.
The Ottoman is my
The
the
Ottoman,
fucking
yeah.
Ottoman.
The one that had 2 monitors attached.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
yeah.
an ottoman.
I
It's
saw-
like think like the classic IKEA style ottoman.
Yeah.
But it has 2 arms, one coming up from either side of it, and then 2 27-inch monitors.
Curved
Mounted
monitors.
on it.
The
Oh
dual
my
the
God.
dual 27-inch curved monitors on an ottoman is like that is what really spoke to me.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
perfect
yeah.
eye level.
I'm gonna be real.
And I know that for the demo, I think they had like system temps or whatever on the left. But I'm
Yeah.
sitting there being like, oh, okay, they playing like, well, I'm checking my stocks, I'm doing this thing
Yeah.
here.
I'm locked in and I'm checking my
Stocks.
Ethereum.
They're spamming my Instagram account personally by saying like, "Are you interested in forex trading?"
Yeah.
there are a couple instances from the show of people asking questions that people were not prepared for, and Dolly being like, "So, what do you think your competitors are?"
Great question.
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you think
well, I mean,
your
like, cause
competitors
like I'm genuinely curious. Like, you build like the weirdest chair that's ever, and like, then you bring it to PAX, and I just.
are? I always expect her to be like DX Racer.
Yeah. DX Racer is
Surprisingly, they were not
defunct.
here.
Oh, are they?
DX Racer went under.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it like? Secret Lab?
Secret Lab and
Secret
Fate.
Lab.
Yeah.
None of those are here.
None of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
Usually
other
they're all
like.
over the place.
There's no other like chair or table like people.
Just Secret
out
Lab.
here.
Every time that Secret Lab's like, we got a Jujutsu Kaisen chair now.
Yeah.
Iron Man chair.
So JJ, you're wrong on the table space.
Oh yeah, there's a table.
Because Corsair.
I guess if you include Wormwood or whatever.
Corsair just made a
Yeah.
creator's desk last year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
So,
It is a sit stand desk.
Tom, look it up.
I am.
It's
Is
like-
it here?
Tom is
No,
fact checking
it's
us.
not. It's not.
No, I just want to see it.
I think
They have like a pegboard system
Yeah,
they built.
so
too,
that's
that
the
they're,
creator
like,
version.
revolutionizing the pegboard.
Yeah, revolutionizing.
We're disrupting the
I'm
pegboard.
Yeah.
You have to pay a monthly service for a pegboard.
It's actually kind of sick.
It-
looking.
it is
It's
kinda-
got the monitor arms on like a rail, so you can slide it side to side.
It's kind
It's like kind of cool.
It's kind
Yeah.
of cool. What else was it?
It's got 2 like up on like the upper quarters of it. It has like what are those like speaker stands?
Yeah.
You put those up there.
I mean, I saw it because Linus Minus Tech Tips did a video.
Ooh, minus tech tips.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Boo, that's fine.
Best for minus works.
Move this man.
Okay.
Move this man.
And who else had it? Leanne Lee made a 2 computer, like you build the computers into the desk.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I saw that.
That one is a few years old.
Yeah.
But
Why
like
not,
literally
you know?
they made it so that like for people that want to stream,
It's great that Dolly
This is
get that
perfect,
close.
Dolly.
So look at
Keep going. Keep going.
I
for
was
people
gonna
that
say,
like let's say you wanted to do a stream
Look
setup
at
where you have two you need 2 computers for it, you would literally build both computers into the desk.
Huh.
But that's just an example of like people are still fucking with the desk idea.
Yeah.
But what if your desk was a chair instead?
Yeah.
What if your desk was
Go.
a chair?
All
So
right,
as
let's move
Bateman,
on.
yeah. Let's move on to other things we saw. Who wants to?
All
Go ahead. JJ.
3 games that we've all seen.
Yeah,
I-
we saw a lot of things. I know JJ and I saw a couple.
how
we
about you
both
start
like-
because my brain isn't firing.
Yeah,
as
so
much
there
as
was.
yours.
I think there's one that a lot of us liked, which was Pipistrello and the
I-
first YoYo,
Yeah.
which is like a GBA style Star Tropics meets Link's Awakening meets like some other classic sort of Game Boy
More
Game Boy
Minish
Advance.
Cap.
Minish Cap.
I watched that game. I didn't actually get to play it, but I did watch it. People play it.
It was
It
Put
looks
your ass
very cool.
right in the
It's-
camera.
yeah,
Thanks,
yeah,
Johnny.
it's fine.
Yeah, that's for the fans.
live service.
He's
live
giving the
service.
people what they want.
But that was really cool. I'm really kind of
Yeah.
stoked to actually might go down and play that again because you're you can what I
There's
really
3
like,
different demos. Too.
Yeah. but what I liked about that one was you can sort of bank the yo-yo off of like, around corners and stuff to knock out enemies and pick up things. It was fucking cool.
That's
and
very
then
cool.
Taylor was telling me, he goes, "Did you see when they zoomed out?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, yeah, the fucker zoomed out all the way, and there's a giant Game Boy Advance that he's playing out. I'm like, oh shit!
It's
Gotta go back.
when he was showing it to me when I was watching him, like the screen is fucked up too. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
scratches on the screen
Purposefully,
and
yeah.
glare. It's cool.
If you turn on the simulate Game Boy mode,
Yeah.
the glare is there even if you don't zoom out.
Yeah.
So it's actually
Like,
it's
'cause-
actually super. Just I turned it on for JJ. I
Yeah.
played it for like 2 minutes. I was like, dude, I can't.
I don't know if
There
anyone
doesn't-
remembers what it's
there
like
doesn't
playing
go.
on
Yeah,
an original
yeah.
GBA.
Oh my
back-
God.
Yeah.
Did you have it in direct sunlight?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, hold
yeah.
the lamp
Right.
directly over.
And then another game that I saw that was sort of similar, I guess, in that kind of retro genre was Renaine over at Limited Run Games. That was really cool. JJ was next to me when I was playing that one. And that's sort of they call it an MSX style because they make it so that no 2 colors touch, which means it's like heavy blocks of color in different areas. But it's an action, sort of a 2D side-scrolling action RPG type of thing. But just really cool, really fluid motion because the motion is tied to the animations.
Yeah.
And it functioned really well. And you got a little, you kind of pick up weapons and stuff along the way, but you had the sword. So you can do these rolls off of ledges and jump up and then swipe with the sword and then like down swipe. There's a little bit of like Smash Brothers built into it. He was, the developers were telling me all their influences. It's like a bullet pointed list of all their different influences, but they all fucking work. It was really cool. But yeah, I really dug that one, Renaine. And I think
It's limited runs Carbon Engine. Is
yeah,
just, like
it's
doing some magic over there.
Magical. So that was really cool. And I'm gonna list one, maybe a couple more real quick ones. One was Juice, which is this.
Oh, that
It's-
fucking!
it's
Oh,
a-
it's called
yeah.
Juice Feast.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that
called-
was
that's
it's
just
Juice.
called
There's
Juice.
Juice Feast is a mode.
Juice
and
Feast is a mode.
Frenzy.
Oh, okay.
So it was another
Yeah,
mode.
Juice
I
Story.
thought the
So-
game was called Juice Feast.
Yeah.
No, so the Juice Feast was the mode where you try to kill 300 humans in
Yes,
the fastest time. So, anyways, what it is, it's a cool idea for a game. It's all like these really weird what the hell? Like a big thumbs up just popped
Somebody
up.
gave it. Somebody liked it.
Sweet.
That's never happened before.
That's never happened. Someone like that. No, so it's all like literally like scribbled, hand drawn stuff
Yeah.
on like a notepad, basically, like how badly I am at drawing people. But you play as a human during the daytime and a monster at nighttime. So during the daytime, you're kind of picking up trash in your
Yeah.
Oh, is that what was going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
at
we were trying to
nighttime-
figure
You're trying to figure
Yeah.
that out.
And then at nighttime, you turn into a monster and you kill everybody and destroy shit. And then it goes back to the daytime, you kind of wake up and it's like there's a news report going on the TV in your house. about there's
We
this
should
crazy
ask
lockdown
them
happening.
about what was
We
that
should have died. You know,
Yeah.
going in like raw
Yeah,
like
do
any
it.
other player going
Do
up to
it.
that booth.
Yeah.
It was actually a really cool idea.
I enjoyed this way of learning about it.
Yeah,
way more.
dude.
Yeah, they're going there. I'm like, did
Seriously.
it switch perspective? They did not at any point tell me like, oh, you are the monster.
Yeah,
Just like
you're
something
both.
escape
You're
contained.
both.
it.
Yeah.
We literally were like, we went into a basement, and then all of a sudden we
Yeah.
woke up,
Yeah.
and we were in an apartment, and there's no way.
Left click slaps things,
Yeah,
and
slaps
right click
things, yeah.
drinks over and over and over and over and
And
over.
Tom was just like right clicking insanely.
He was.
Oh, seriously, they're gonna like run out.
Yeah, he slapped the door for probably a good 7 minutes.
Yeah, because I'm like, supposed to open the door. We're supposed to be like making the coffee again.
Yeah, you make the coffee.
See, I didn't see any of the like story stuff. I just walked up
The
and they were
feast
like,
mode?
it was just like, yeah, this game's called Juice. You kill people, they don't corral them into the center. You gotta get 300. Somebody did it in 30 seconds. Good luck.
30
And I was
seconds.
Like, okay.
I did 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
like 2 minutes and 4. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, then we looked and said best score 28 seconds.
Oh shit, that's
Because
nuts.
you get a hat
You
each
get a hat,
day
yeah,
if you get
I
that.
know.
That
Well,
was
that's
a cool
actually-
idea.
That's a great
Cool.
time.
Yeah. It's a cool idea for a game. So the developer was telling me though, he's been working on it for years now, only part-time because it's not his full-time job. He's like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna quit my full-time. Sorry, I probably outed him. He's gonna get fired. He's like, I think I'm gonna go full-time on this and switch over and really crank this thing out. Sometime next year, 2025.
Name his name, tell him where it's from.
Yeah, I'll tell you what his job is. I'll dox him. No, so that's you can find out who his bosses are. But no, I like that game. That was really cool. And then the last one that I'll bring up is Street Dog BMX.
Oh, that game's cool.
That game was cool. It's like
Yeah.
a little bit of ragdoll physics of
Did you
bike-
see the hockey game?
BMX. He goes around the same booth. Yeah.
The same booth.
So that is a cool game. It reminded me of like real early Tony Hawk in terms of just like being on a bike doing tricks for being like on something.
It was more fun and a better extreme sports game than that
Yeah,
skateboard game.
yeah,
that
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was like, "Oh my god, this game!" Like, no, it's just cute, but it's actually not a good skateboard game.
Right.
It felt like one of the Tony Hawk clones. For
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
Where it wasn't quite right, but still like it
But-
played well enough.
It
Yeah.
was Dave.
I-
Days of the Year is Pro BMX.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 7, baby.
Wow.
It's gonna be a 7. So yeah, those are some of the
BMX
ones I saw.
Triple X.
PC,
What about,
surfing or whatever.
Let's go over here. Let's go to Taylor.
We already talked about most of the stuff that I played, but I'll add in, and Tommy played this too, Nirvana Noir,
Oh, that game's cool.
which is a sequel to 2021 game called Genesis Noir. At the end of the day, it's a point-and-click adventure.
And it knows the point. It's like, this is what I am, and I'm not going to pretend to be anything different.
Right, and like at first, like it's weird because like the whole time you play it, you know there's a point-and-click adventure, but it also, I don't know, like it plays like one, except that you can actually move out in the world, so you use WASD to move around when you're on the keyboard. But you're talking to people, you're finding clues, and then you're solving puzzles. But the aesthetic for the game is so good.
They like went in the opposite direction of Genesis Noir.
Right, yeah. So Genesis Noir, the first one was big. I mean, like Noir, it was black and white.
Yeah.
It was like, there was that start. And in this one, it kind of splits. There's two different timelines that are going on at the same time. And I don't want to spoil too much about the first game. It was on sale when I checked yesterday
Yeah.
for like $5.
That game is on like always dirt cheap to pick up.
So it's a shorter experience, like
Yeah.
3 hours if you were trying to see everything kind of thing. But great for the folks that love a short experience. But yeah, this one has one version, one timeline that's that black and white, like the true kind of quote unquote noir, and then one that's a fucking pastel.
Yeah. This psychedelic color
Yeah,
palette.
yeah.
Nirvana Noir is a good name for that
Yeah,
too.
it
It,
is,
really
yeah.
sends that message of like it's the reverse of a noir.
Yeah,
It's like,
the way that it was detailed was like the first game is about the Big Bang, the second game is about preventing the second Big Bang.
Yeah.
Third Impact.
Yeah, we're
Third
Impact. It's actually the prequel to Neon,
Yeah.
Mississippi,
Yeah.
as many things are. But yeah, no, it's probably about still another year out from release, but yeah, that one that's a radar game, especially for anybody that likes point click puzzle solving, that kind of game.
Yeah. You broke it, but I did not.
You broke
Yeah,
it.
I broke the demo a few times. Sorry, it's not
Everyone here has broken a demo. Like,
Yeah,
most of us
yeah,
have
we've all
broken a
broken a
demo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anytime, and it's a true hallmark of playing a game on a show floor.
Yeah.
Anything that's more than a year out, it's not that hard to break a demo.
What about stuff that's like 2 months out? Or let me rephrase that. What about stuff that's 2 weeks out?
I played a game. I forget what it was because it was just like I was killing time. But it was a game. One of those games. I'm like, oh, this is out now, so I'm not gonna take any notes. So I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
And I broke that game.
I mean, listen, we've all played games that actually
Yeah.
have release and have bugs.
Yeah.
I broke the game way worse than that a few times. And I'm not knocking them because this is like a major improv. The amount of people though that I've seen that are running the games like on Steam Decks this year.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've seen a bunch
Yeah.
of like, here's the
Interesting.
PC and then here's
Yeah.
the Steam Deck next
Yep.
to it.
We've had people explicitly tell us that we've got it up and running on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
too.
That was right
So
there,
Nirvana
Thomas.
Noir, I know is running on Steam Deck because I could see it.
Yeah.
Actually, Pipistrello is also running on
Yes.
Steam Deck because one of the stations broke.
Yeah.
I watched it reboot, and then it booted to the
Steam
Steam
OS.
Steam OS. So I know one of the stations is running on Steam Deck, but I mean, like, it makes sense. Like, it's so cool because.
Although to be fair, big picture mode is just that operating system now.
Yeah, but
When I boot up
no,
big picture
it's
mode,
still a little different.
would something boot in
No.
the big picture?
I mean, my Steam.
I'm
was up in
rebooting?
big picture
No.
when I started.
Your home computer does.
No, but when you turn on your computer, it goes to the big picture.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
I
Liar.
I downloaded
Liar.
it.
Liar.
But it's also
my TV.
it's also neat how easy it is to like just run an entire
Yeah.
booth off of either a Steam
Yeah.
Deck or
It's changed everything.
in
Yeah.
other cases the Ally. I mean, like
Yeah.
Steam Deck forging that path so
Yeah.
that like Ally and Lenovo
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I guess Asus and Lenovo would build those machines. For anybody that works only in Windows builds to have that type of device there, like to just be able
Picturing
to play
it.
it makes it.
Picturing the miserable PAX where they're trying
Yeah.
to run stuff off of cloud.
Well, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot
God,
cooler.
yeah.
It's a lot cooler to see than when like a decade ago when everything was on those like Alienware Steam machines.
Right.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
move,
Oh,
every
dude.
like.
I don't know. It just feels a lot more metal to be just like to watch this like handheld machine and be like,
Yeah.
if this thing breaks, I also evaporate into out of existence. But yeah, I mean, I watched a few other people play some games, but like those were the main. Why is it that good to start with?
Can we talk about the game that you played that me and Taylor are watching? Again?
Oh, that's one that I played too.
You played
Yeah.
it too?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
We gotta do it eventually.
Yeah.
Dustborn, right?
Dustborn.
Dustborn.
You want to talk about it, or do you want
That
to?
game is so.
Keep in
not
mind-
good.
That game's being published by Quantic.
Yeah,
Quantic
Quantic
Dreams.
Dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. First game to be Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they've gotten a few games out already. They're a publishing firm now. They're not like developing things now. They're just
Well,
Yeah.
This game is by famed game developer Ragnar Tornquist, who's I don't remember a lot of the stuff he did in the past, but I heard his name before. Yeah, it's a badass name. Boy, is this a not good demo to have on a PAX show floor.
I heard it's like rough to watch. Like watch someone play.
yeah.
They got more out of it watching than I did playing. That's how. So the demo is like it's like cross section after cross section after cross section of hi Ryan of
Wish you were here.
wish you were here of like different aspects of the game. It kind of feels like mini games. So it's like you start off the first section was you're like lifting up a Winnebago to get somebody out from underneath.
Yeah.
But you're literally just like running from point to point, hitting switches.
Yeah.
The second section is you're just sitting in this Winnebago or sitting in this cruiser, walking around, talking to people, and opening up bathrooms and shit. That's it. The third section is like a band rhythm game. The fourth,
It's like what?
yeah,
Yeah.
the fourth section is straight up like action fight with superpowers. The fifth section is like you're talking to someone and making like deep choices about future and past,
Yeah.
your interpersonal relationship. Like there's emotional aspect. And like the last section is they unroll this map of the United States, which probably this was the most interesting part.
Yeah.
This map
The
of the
alternate
U.S.,
history.
the alternate history after JFK was not assassinated.
Yeah.
But it's so weird to see
Spoiler.
like they're supposed to say like hey, show your vertical slice of the game.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we got 6 of them.
We got
back to
6
back.
horizontal slices.
Although I
We
do
got-
like that JFK not being assassinated also meant that the complete
Yeah.
like eastern
Yeah.
seaboard is underwater.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow.
But
Like most of Florida is underwater. in this
so it's
game.
like I don't know what this game is because it was a bad demo. Just a bad
And the
demo
combat
choice.
was like some of the worst combat.
Some bad
like
combat.
you know,
way
the bat,
bad.
and there's like no weight to
Yeah, there's
anything
nothing.
you're doing.
Yeah.
And
I
what
looked
was
up Ragnar.
no, yeah.
He's notable for Anarchy Online
Oh.
and The Secret World.
Oh.
Famously
Oh, and
failed
Dreamfall
MMOs.
chapters too. I think you did Dreamfall.
And The Longest Journey.
The Longest Journey. Okay.
It felt like the game
Whoa.
feels
Fire.
like somebody took yeah.
Whoa.
Dreamfall, yeah, you said Dreamfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like they took all the wrong like lessons from most of the what is the my brain shut down those adventure games with Life is Strange or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah.
Monkey Island.
Monkey Island,
Monkey
yeah.
Island.
You play Guybrush Threepwood and you got
Yep.
a baseball bat. No, yeah, it's like Life is Strange. Like they took all the wrong lessons from that. Like it wants
Sure.
to be that game, but like
Yeah.
didn't understand what people liked about those games.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Dustborn. I mean August. So again, demo did not do.
Oh wait, that game comes out in August.
August.
Yeah.
They didn't announce it. They weren't.
Yeah,
they
it's
were,
funny. Go ahead.
No, I was like, he was telling us that. Well, we haven't announced it yet, but yeah.
But the signage
just says
everywhere
August
says
2024.
Everywhere in their booth says August 20th, 2024. The guy keeps on us, but don't talk about it because we're going to announce it later today at 4 o'clock. I'm like, it's kind of
Don't
like,
get
bro,
the
there's
sign.
like
Yeah.
10,000 people have already walked through here.
Well, Wario put up a pre-order this
And
morning.
Wario.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else, Taylor?
No.
JJ.
Talk about Killer Clowns.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
do
game
that.
whips.
Yeah.
That
The
was
new
cool.
Illfonic. It wasn't Illfonic originally. I forget who was originally doing it, but Illfonic took over. And it's they did all of the like Predator and Ghostbusters, and so this is their new IP centric.
Those guns look and feel like the Proton
They
Pack.
do.
Yeah.
They look like the proton
Yeah.
packs from Ghostbusters.
I mean, you guys were clowns, and you
And
also
in the
played
game.
clowns in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a human. And what's cool about that is like most of those games, like like the Predator game or whatever, or like the Dead by Daylight and all those
It's more
types of
fun to be
games.
the hunter, right?
Yeah, and it's more fun to be the
Shine.
hunter and the people. Like your goal is to, as a normal person in the game, is to just not get caught.
Yeah.
You're trying to do all kinds of like this one. You actually have a fighting chance. You can actually fight back against the clowns. You can get guns. You can get equipment and stuff.
Traps.
Like traps. Like I threw a baseball directly into a clown's face and started beating him the hell and back with a baseball bat.
It's
Like,
like
was
from the
cool.
clown side actually is like super effective because like
Yeah.
drawing a bead on someone and also like hitting them with the thing, and it doesn't like stay. It's not like it hits and then you can move it off. And
Yeah.
it stays.
Yeah.
You have to like keep it on it, and it overheats fast. It takes a long time to get them into like the cocoon state.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like if you throw that baseball bat, I try the baseball at me and it hits me, I stop it and you just drop almost immediately.
Yeah.
Back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like throwing that out like actually throws everything off for what I was doing.
I was
Yeah,
following
really fun.
Tom around. He'd like find a human, and I'd like just kind of pat alongside him.
Yeah, you try to like flank them.
We kind of flank him. It was
yeah.
great. It's actually really fun.
It follows the like Killer Clowns aesthetic so perfectly.
Canon.
Like the cocooning thing is the cotton candy gun. So like
Yeah.
you're wrapping, and it does the Dead by Daylight thing where it's like you've captured a human and you have to put him on a hook.
Yeah, you gotta carry
yeah,
it.
you
You literally
gotta
have
put
to
on a
hook it.
Yeah, you have to put them on a hook, but also like the clowns can get like little minions around, so it's like they don't have to carry you back to the hook. Like you can
You just
drop
throw
it-
them in their area.
Yeah, throw them in
Right,
the area, and
right.
the little like gremlin clowns will come up and just take you back to the hook, and your friends can free you. But you can also push a button to make yourself die faster. When you're dead, you can affect the game.
Yeah.
So as a human,
Oh,
when you're
cool.
dead, you're playing mini games, and when you pass the
Oh, really?
yeah, when you pass the mini game, it gives you cards to choose, and when you pick a random card, you can either give it to another player, or you can save it in case you get revived because there's like a revive pod
Yeah.
that can get
You
destroyed.
can't get this. Okay.
That's a revive pod.
Yeah. So
I didn't buy the warranty.
yeah. So yeah, I can just like die and then like do a mini game and give some people like, okay, I'm gonna give the person that I'm following gets the baseball. Like I got a baseball
Sure.
card, I can give them baseball. So now they may not have had a weapon before, but now they do all of a sudden, or a health item or something. Like it's a cool concept.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, no, that was
I mean, I love playing as the clowns. I'm gonna play as a human tomorrow.
yeah.
I want to go down there and just try it as a human.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I want to run down for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That might be something I check out.
Yeah.
What else, JJ?
Probably not better than the movie though.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kyoto brothers are like all in on it
Yeah.
too. Like,
They'll be there. Were they there today or?
they're there today, tomorrow. They got a panel tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, I want to go see that. I love those movies. Or movie.
Which is apparently in like a merch revival. Like people.
Oh,
are-
Yeah, I was showing
yeah.
Tom. If you go to Spirit's website, the Halloween Superstore website, it's 2 pages of any type of.
popcorn gun.
Yeah, you get the popcorn gun replica. You can get full size animatronic killer clowns, T-shirts, and pies, and like yeah,
Huh.
yeah. It's
If you're trying to figure out where like the hats they got were from.
yeah. God, what else? What else did I play? The demo I broke was the one-shot demo.
Oh yeah, the one shot.
Oh yeah.
So one shot was at West. It was me and you played it
Yep.
last year too. There was a Windjammers clone.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking of One Shot, the indie game.
yeah.
Dude, every single time that we talk about this, I swear to God, I have to hear the story about it being like something about Windjammers every single time.
Yeah.
I never remember
Never
what the
remember.
game is.
Yeah. So, but like they're trying to make multiple games out of this IP that they're creating. So now they've got on the show floor a fighting game that is really not ready for prime time yet. But it's one fighter in like 2 stages, and one of them's like training mode and training stage and not. And I picked up the controller, selected my fighter, and the game immediately didn't let you do anything. Then I had to reset the game.
I haven't heard any hype about that fighter at all.
No.
Oh, there's nothing to it. It's brand new. It's like they've been showing off the Windjammers clone
Yeah, that
pretty much at every show. But yeah, this was the fighter game, and it doesn't feel like a fighter yet. Like you're trying to do fighter inputs, and like nothing feels right. Like
Sure.
I can't just like it's trying to be a 2D fighter, but I'm like, what kind of inputs am I doing with this? There's no like screen for it or anything. Like, is it Street Fighter? Is it Mortal Kombat? Is it like
Yeah, because like also like almost dripless too. It's not
Yeah,
from a,
yeah.
By the way, just letting you guys know, Zach wants to know where the boobs are. I mean, we're all here.
yeah? I mean, Johnny's right there.
A room full of them.
Hey,
Room
my
full
titties
of-
are mine and mine alone.
What else? Anything else, JD? I'm sure you saw some other stuff.
What was that? You walked me over. We looked at it for a second. I went back and saw that plane game. The anime girls that turned into.
Oh my God! It wasn't actually that bad.
Last-
Something Last Girl. What's the
Last
last?
Ender. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah, I know. It's like Kamikaze something Last.
last plane or something
Yeah.
weird like that.
Kamikaze, Lolicon.
Yeah, but like it's just
Not a good joke.
it's
You tried, buddy.
yeah. It's just like a side-scrolling shooter where you're an anime girl that turns into an airplane, but it's also a visual novel.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we were talking to, I'm not sure exactly who it was, but they were saying it's like, yeah, it starts out, it's kind of light, and, anime girls and planes and stuff, and then it gets real dark at the end of the game. And, like, it's
Kamikaze Last Plane.
yes, yeah, it's ridiculous. But
I thought it was super interesting.
And
Like
they-
I'm like, yeah, okay.
It's got the banner on Steam is a
Taylor, give me a highlight.
what could be a cat girl pulling like clearly in a pool, pulling a towel up to just barely cover.
yeah.
Yeah.
They started with like a little bit of story, like background section, and it was like,
Oh.
Shirley actually noted, she's like, yeah, it was normal talking to this girl, but then once every like 5 seconds, it shot to a different animation of just her tits as far out as possible. Is she not standing still? She's jogging now? What's going on?
So I'm looking at the photos, and it literally goes from dialogues, visual novel scene of someone naked in a bath.
Yeah.
Then it goes to side-scrolling shooter.
Yeah, fucking R-Type.
And then it goes back to a girl doing like the yacht.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm all in. I don't care.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those
Only,
where it's
only
like,
God can judge me.
yeah, all of like God's weapons are put in
God's
females,
weapons
and
are
also
also
planes.
awesome.
It's
Oh,
so
God.
wild.
Did they actually kamikaze though? Like, did they actually?
No. Well, I mean, they did say it gets
says
dark.
against
towards
the
the end.
Yeah. I was gonna say somebody sacrifices himself. You've got to
With
make sure it
express
counts.
consent
Yeah.
of the Japanese
Someone
army. Of
sacrificed
the
Well, and-
It's a prequel to Godzilla
They
minus
wanted,
40.
they wanted to make sure that you were aware because there was 2 lines of dialogue. They wanted you to make sure that you were just a guy inside of this girl
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah, but you're inside the girl plane.
Yes, you were piloting the girl plane.
Oh.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, there was like
Huh.
2 lines of dialogue where it's like
Did you
just in
see
case
anime?
you missed it.
I think they did this anime already.
It was the girl ships.
Yeah, they
did
were
the-
cars, right?
What if-
No, the
Right.
ships. The
Battleships.
ships. Yeah, the
Oh,
battleships.
there are a lot of anime where it's just a girl with a plane.
Yeah.
Or a girl with a tank. Or a
There is one of girls as planes. You're right. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Are you
There's-
sure?
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple passes ago. There was that anime
Zero.
girl, racing game where it was like you were an anime girl, but then you were racing on top of another anime girl. It was like a jet ski game, but
Nice.
like instead of jet skis, it was anime girl.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Zero said he stopped streaming for this.
And nobody told you to stop streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only have
Much
yourself to
better
blame.
than what we got going on here. All right, so yeah, kamikaze last play.
Yeah.
That was
Gave a show.
Johnny.
I saw Heartworm.
Oh
That
yeah.
game's cool.
Very cool. It definitely is heavily inspired by PS1 horror games, especially Resident Evil because it has the black background with a door and you're slowly opening it. And it also has static camera angles when you're just exploring around, but also you have sort of this third-person shooter type mode where you press the right bumper, and it goes like over the shoulder. So like, in Resident Evil you couldn't do that. It was just, you pointed your gun the way you were facing.
Yeah.
But in this, it like changes your perspective. So like if you wanted to see inside of a room, but the camera angle is static, you can just go into third person mode and just like peek in there and see if there's any enemies or whatever.
That's cheating.
Sorry, I guess I'm a cheater.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's as far as like it's a very story driven type of thematic horror game where this woman is like obsessed with not obsessed, I should say. She wants to know about this
Very enthusiastic.
area. Yeah, she's enthusiastic about this area of the world where people just go missing. So she goes to this place, she goes into this house, and then eventually she winds up in this sort of alternate dimension where there are like essentially zombies that are it's like all static, like TV static. It's really cool, and then you use your camera to like shoot at them.
Yeah.
And it's
Wait, I played this game too.
it's not like Fatal Frame or anything like that. But very cool. I just really enjoyed it. Like it was the funny part about it is when I first sat down to like play the game, the guys were like, you need a controller to play this game. You need a controller to play this game. And we don't have any controllers right now. And I was like,
Oh,
okay. And then so I was like, while they were trying to find a controller, I was just like messing around with the keyboard, and I was just like, okay, well maybe WASD, okay, that works. And maybe if I press Shift to run, okay, that works. And there's just a literacy that us gamers have, that transfers to games.
it takes a certain breed.
Takes a certain breed of people. But yeah, so I was like doing just fine with the keyboard controls.
But
and,
real Yakuza use a gamepad.
Yes. Yeah, so they eventually got me a controller, and I was like, all right, so I have to relearn the controls.
You guys joke about Wasp, but I literally explained that to my wife today because we were in line at the PAX merch booth and they're selling like a WASD
Yeah.
like hat or whatever,
Yeah.
and she was like, What's WASD? And I was like, oh, surely.
Oh no.
Well, it's been
So-
fun being married to you.
Yeah, I don't want to skip ahead to the Sam section, but like when we were playing your game, and she was like, I guess I'll do the mobile section because like they only had mouse and keyboard. It was like I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, and then I asked them, or she wasn't there for this, but they have controller support, and then you were like, oh sure, they can play.
Yeah.
The other game that I wanted to mention was Crimson with a K.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that game's sick.
It is sick.
Okay,
And it's basically like a rhythm platformer with metal aesthetics. Like it's like the visuals on it are very I don't even know how to describe
Static?
it. Yeah, it's like staticky, but like
Also kind of like reverberate.
Yeah.
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 it's like sort of glitchy, but like in a
Yeah.
demonic way.
Yeah.
Event Horizon, you would say maybe.
Okay.
But in like sort of an 8-bit style. And also, so it reminded me of a Super Meat Boy when I was playing it. But like the main thing about it is the excellent soundtrack that like pretty much dictates what happens on the screen as far as like obstacles and stuff. Like on certain like beats of a 4/4 beat, like the 1s and 2s and 3s would be like something would happen, and then on the 4 it would just pause and not do anything or something like that. So you had to learn the patterns in order to get to the goal. But basically, it's just like going from point A to point B and jumping and waiting for the patterns to reveal themselves. And yeah, very good. I like it a lot.
Sweet.
Out now.
Is it out now?
It is.
Oh,
Came out like during the show.
Oh, great.
Exactly.
well, buy it.
Yeah, you have games that I like went to go play, and I'm like, okay, let me write some down. Just open it out. Like, oh, it came out last week. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it felt like last year or 2 years ago was, oh, the demo that's on the floor is out on Steam now.
Yeah.
And then this year it's like, oh, the game that's on the show floor is out on Steam.
Yeah.
Instead of the demo.
What
I also played Big Boy Boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor-
I'll chime in at the end.
Okay. It's it's Punch Out, so it's a boss rush type of deal. Very simple controls: left and right punches, left and right high punches. You can dodge and
Duck and block.
You have a special attack as well. The main deal of this is like the animation and the aesthetic of it. It's a very cool cartoon style that is, and pixel art as well.
Yeah.
Sort of like a 16-bit, maybe a little bit higher than.
It's like Super Punch Out as
Yeah.
opposed to
Okay.
regular Punch Out.
Yeah. But the animation is just great.
Yeah. Every character has like every like opponent has like a ridiculous gimmick. Like the Punch Out opponents had like gimmicks, but like these ones are like over the top. They
Yeah.
like transform, or
Yeah.
like one of them is literally 3 kids in a trench coat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
and
did we
then
get
JJ told me to try and beat this Titanic 5000.
Yeah, Titanic 5000.
That's an awesome name.
It's
and
a big fat sleepy
he's just
guy.
a big guy. Huge guy, and he just like swings his arms.
Yeah, and the first thing, like before the bell rings, he like topples over, like because he can't stand up, and gives you immediate damage unless you know how to prepare for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I meet Taylor on the show floor this way, where he just like, I'm playing the game against this, and he's just like, really? Every time I die, he's just like, really? Really? And I'm just like, all right, well, all right, smart guy.
How about you do? I like to see you do
Well, and
this.
then he did it.
Yeah, and then he did it.
I mean, it took me quite a few tries. It was definitely a hard boss. I mean, it is one of those. It's like it feels really good to play though, because it is.
Yeah.
Every single time, because you're like you said, Jeremy, it's boss rushing.
Mhm.
So every single person that you fight has a health bar. So you always know when you're getting a little bit closer to getting all the way to beating it. And every time that you lose, you just keep inching.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
you know why you lost.
exactly. You're like, well, at first you don't know why you lost, and then once you get that click
Yeah.
moment, and then you know why you lost. And I don't know, it just distills down. It actually makes me. The first thing that popped in my head as I was just describing it right now was like trying to beat a boss on Elden Ring.
Yeah,
I was doing that.
Yeah.
Even though the games are obviously completely different, you would like that was a big part of beating Elden Ring was getting incrementally closer to figuring out how a fight went.
It's got dodge and parry, so you know what that means. It is a Souls-like.
It is it's technically a Souls. I just need to light a bonfire. But yeah, no, it's really good. It's a good like distillation.
I'm interested.
What
Very
that
interested.
game is supposed to be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they were giving away free stickers.
Oh, and capes.
Yeah, it's not hella capes.
Yeah, they're like little short capes too, so they're not like.
It's like I saw it on child, I'm like that looks like a cape, and I see it on adult, I'm like that is a tiny cape.
Yeah. And as you guys were finishing that up, me and Dally were checking out
Anton Blast.
Oh
Which-
yeah.
I love that game. I
Yeah.
played that at West, and I watched you play it this time. It is just Wario Land.
It totally is.
It's you're
It's just
angry.
chaotic.
Yeah,
There's a Virtual Boy Wario Land.
Yeah.
it's the Virtual Boy Wario Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like it never stops. It's just like it's constantly throwing shit at the screen to
Yeah.
distract you and make you panic. It does a better Wario Land than Pizza Tower does,
Ooh.
but like not. I think Pizza Tower.
It's not right. I feel like
It's a
it's
great
its own thing.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's a
Like,
Wario. It's a
It's a
Wario
Wario
like.
certainly
Yeah.
Wario inspired.
Yeah.
but
Is it a
like,
Wario like or Wario Light?
Wario Light is probably better.
Yeah, that was good. That was my first time playing it. I
Yeah.
was
I like.
pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's due sometime this year. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, not anymore. They don't-
Johnny, you play some card games too? Like-
Yeah, you need physical board games.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I did.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
first
well,
time.
I love that shit. So,
Yes, sir.
the first thing that I bought. I didn't actually play it, but I bought it. It's called Tome. It's basically like euchre, but if every single card had like a special effect.
Elemental magic.
Yeah,
Euchre.
like elemental magic euchre. It
not-
owns. I haven't played it yet. I would love to play it tonight, fellas.
All right.
But yeah, that look like the guy basically was just like, yeah, we're from the Midwest and we thought the same thing. There should be like a cool like magic themed euchre.
It was a way to trick his family into playing a card
Yeah,
game
yeah.
that wasn't. Yeah.
Everybody says the same thing when they try to learn euchre. They're just like this is too complicated. I hate this. And everyone who likes to play euchre is just like, yeah, I hated it at first, and then I just kept playing it because everyone wanted me to play
Yeah,
it.
and now I'm addicted to it.
Yeah, I love euchre.
Yeah, I need to get back into it. Yeah.
But the other
Okay.
card games that I got into, I learned how to play Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood's been around for a long time. But basically, it's just like if you had like two heroes and you're fighting against each other. The person's turn it is, you play attacks, and you chain them together, and like the other person defends against it. And there's like a bunch of different ways to interact with all that stuff. You also have like equipment that you put on your hero. You have weapons, and there's like a ton of cool stuff with that. The other thing that I played that I think is also very cool is Star Wars Unlimited.
Ooh, what's
And it is it's also a competitive card game that you play against one other person. You every turn. Okay, well, you have a base and then you have a hero. So I was playing as Darth Vader and my
Space Nazi. Go figure.
Space Nazi. Go figure. Johnny Wags noted Space Nazi. And the base that I was defending was the Death Star, and it doesn't necessarily matter. I don't know if there's like effects with bases and stuff, but the base has 30 health, and your hero has like a special effect that you could have activated at one time. But basically, you have one action each turn, and you just sort of it's sort of like chess. You make a move, and then it's the other person's turn. But then it's sort of encapsulated in like phases. So like you just basically go back and forth until you can't do any more actions, and then you like draw two cards and play a resource. And anyway, you use your resources, you play starships, and you play troops, and it's very difficult to explain without having visual aids. I had fun playing it. The other notable thing is there's like not a stack or anything like in Magic. There's not like things that you can combo or whatever. It's just like you do an action. like playing something or attacking or playing a spell, which is like a tactic or whatever. And damage persists. So like the first thing that I killed on my opponent's turn was C3PO.
Nice.
He had 1 attack and 4 health, and like I used like some tactic like of like stormtroopers just like shooting him down or whatever. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Just gun down 3PO.
Oh.
In the 90s, there was a Star Wars TCG
Oh, I know.
that I used to play. So that was.
But yeah, it's very good. It feels very fleshed out. There's when you both run out of moves, like you can strategically take the initiative of the next phase of like going first during that phase. They didn't have any like packs to sell or anything like that. And you could also play the game developer if you wanted to.
Oh, he was there. They were there.
And I do have a couple promo cards that they gave me. It is
look at
Luke
you.
and Darth Vader.
Luke at Star Wars.
Luke and Star Wars. My favorite character in Star Trek. Star
Luke and
Wars.
Star. Excellent.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
Tom, are you drunk enough to tell us what you've been
Oh
playing?
no, I'm not. I'm
Are you
straight.
high?
I'm straight suited.
Okay. You don't expect any
The
less. from me,
CBD portion of the drink.
Yeah.
That's itself.
Yeah. Oh man, I played. I'm trying to find the name of it now. It's a game called Nocturnal, which is the one we walked past. That is like they had a full booth. They had a full booth, and then in that booth was just empty. There was standing in it, manning it. There was nothing else. There was a box for a TV, a table, like the TV running the game off of a laptop and a controller. Like that was all in the entire booth. It just looked like an Unreal, like horde shooter.
Yeah.
Like they played like Serious Sam. Like someone hasn't made one of these in a minute. Let me do that.
Yeah. What if I made Serious Sam?
Oh. Yeah, I know.
It's towards the back of the show. Yeah.
So it's just like it has the type of motion speed. It's like you're kind of skating around.
Yeah. It has that old 90s
Like
like
that Quake
momentum. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have this like minigun.
Yeah. This minigun's just like laying out like a stream of bullets. Just like that. It's cool. It was very simple for what it was.
It's really, it's hard not to appreciate
really cool.
just
I liked it.
some guy's game. He's
Yeah,
like,
right?
yeah, okay, I'll buy a booth at PAX East. I just live down the street. Why not?
I got a table. This TV had been returned to Target.
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Costco has one hell of a return policy.
Anything else, Tom?
Now that I can think of those, like
That was that
yeah,
hockey.
but
That
was
hockey.
that
game.
hockey game was cool.
But that's
Yeah,
out.
that's out, but it's like feels like NHL '94 with
Yeah.
a rogue.
It's NHL '94 roguelike.
Yeah.
It's called Tape to Tape. It is sick.
Yeah,
I am buying it when I get home.
Okay.
Yeah. And I played like Kind Words too. That's another Kind Words
Okay.
game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's Kind Words.
It's
Kind
the same game.
Words.
Did you play
So
Kind
yeah.
Words? Guess what?
It's
More
more
words.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PAX Rising booth isn't particularly interesting. this
No.
year.
And then like Big Boy Boxing was there, and then we walked by a media hour. The TV was there, just turned off.
Yeah.
And then we walked by later on and had like a sign up. And then we walked by later on and someone else had just like taken
Yeah.
the booth. Like and they still had the backsplash. They were showing
Yeah, the
game on
TV
laptop.
was gone, but some guy had like their laptop set up running their thing,
Yes.
and they're now.
Oh my God, yes. I actually got like tapped on the shoulder by like a PR woman
Yeah.
from there, and like I was like, it was very aggressive how this was because she was just like, excuse me, and I was like, whoa,
Hello.
hello. She's like, check this game out, and I was like, all right. And
I think it was just a rogue person. I think they
Yeah.
just probably
Yeah, that's a person.
Yeah.
she was just like, it was very strange. It was like, she was just like, message your people. Who are you with? SideQuesting. Message your people. They should play this. I was like, okay.
Wow.
So I did like do a post in general on accident instead of convention planning on the Discord, and
Nice.
All go to the same place.
and and nobody responded to it, so I just deleted it.
Oh.
So it was like wasn't actually interested. It was like some side scrolling open world RPG.
Yeah, I watched it for
A
like.
unique entry this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like a weird.
Everything's like a side-scrolling something or a tactics game. Those are like the two main genres.
Yeah, you still got like the occasional card game now.
Yeah. Deck builders are
I
now
was trying
new
to decide
hotness.
like what the theme was for this year. Last year it was Vampire Survivor Clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
They
year
do have one.
like,
They have
still
that
got
capybara.
the capybara
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
well,
yeah,
there's,
but
there was
your
more than
last
one
year.
out there this year.
Oh, really?
Capybara was also here last year. So.
Yeah.
Still not out.
Still not out. I don't know
It's
why.
out.
It's the same
Is
thing.
it out?
It's early access, but it's out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's early access, it counts as being.
Yeah. I agree.
I
Yeah.
played Brotato, okay?
Yeah.
It's pronounced Portato.
Every time.
Oh, excuse me.
It's like every time I boot up my Steam Deck, it's like Johnny White just playing
Rotato's one of the good ones.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is. It's very good.
It's been weird, like hard, like just walk around. Like it's a weird year out
Yeah.
there.
There's
Yeah.
actually like
Well,
Not
and
as
so
much
like
as
because while we're talking about Big Boy Boxing having its inexplicable move, because what's weirdest thing about it?
Oh god, the other move we saw.
Right, yeah. So what's weird about first of all, what's weird about Big Boy Boxing is that they have like advertisement material in the location where it's at.
Yeah.
It has a sizable portion of that booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
why would it be at
Why
PAX
is it
Rising?
all rising?
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
There's that.
I'll tell you, it's because I gave them the game of.
Yeah, it's got to be that.
I gave them the
For
game
sure.
of
JJ.
That
Yeah.
definitely has to do with
I got the-
them securing
Yeah.
space at PAX Rising and PAX East and then
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I got the JJ bump.
Yeah, exactly. I gave them the rub.
But the other thing worth noting is the fact that there are things on the physical map which
Yeah.
A, don't exist, and then B, things on the physical map which are not where they are on that
Yeah.
map.
Yeah, boy, that was confusing.
And the digital map, if you go onto the app, is different. And
Wild.
I mean, like, there's always like little shifts that happen.
Yeah.
This one is like,
An entire row.
yeah,
Like
like,
Yeah.
in the main drag.
Like the
Yeah.
middle of the
Yeah.
convention is.
it has the whole thing
Yeah.
shifted over.
Yeah, they like wiped it out.
And so Zach is a big RuneScape player, and so Jagex, I noticed when I was first looking, was supposed to have a booth on the floor, and that's gone. It's just not there.
Yeah, it wasn't there.
A bunch of stuff shifted over.
A lot of stuff is usually there, just not there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff missing. Intel has been.
Oh God, we have to talk about the
Yeah.
other thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kadia, baby.
I'm trying to lead it.
How about we finish talking about?
Yeah.
games?
Yeah.
Sam's got to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to mention it because while we were walking around for press hour, they were like, "Hey, do you want to draw a frog for us?"
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shirley and I drew frogs, but Ollie Frog Toad Skater,
Okay.
which is, I mean, literally it's just Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but
Oh, Ollie
you're a
Frog.
pastel frog.
Yeah.
And,
Little blobby frog.
yeah,
Very
it's-
cute.
yeah, it's very. I mean, plays fine. Like
Yeah.
plays exactly like Tony Hawk. I will say the one great thing about it is like when you fall off your board, it's like the physics of like a wet squish ball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it also makes it like noise.
Yeah.
So every time you're like, cool, I just like beat it on the 1080 or whatever. It just go a little bit. So that's very good. But I mean, the primary one was AFK Journey. Technically a sequel to AFK Arena.
Yeah.
They are going to keep AFK Arena going. So it's not going to cannibalize that existence. Speaking of games almost out, comes out on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it is a pre-Genshin world. This game is like just a mobile game where you just click on icons and stuff and make things happen.
Yeah.
In
Never go
the
up.
new Genshin world, we have gotten to the
New
point where
Genshin.
it's like the easiest way to gain attention is to be in as many storefronts as possible. So PC and mobile, cross save. They mentioned to us that it's a big thing for the American market for these types of games that like you need to have that cross save, that like cross platform, whether it's PC or Switch or whatever your thing is. It's just giving people the ability to put it on a second monitor and just kind of mess around with it while they're doing something else. I mean, even the PR person mentioned I play it while I'm loading into League of Legends.
Yeah.
AFK Journey and AFK Arena both have like sort of like AFK features of like when you're not playing the game, you'll earn rewards, you'll earn materials.
Your
all types of
your
stuff.
characters are like doing stuff when you're not interacting.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah. So, mostly straightforward of the sort of gacha mechanics. Like, they're going to obviously have banners and series of characters that get released. There'll be premium ones and your more kind of like basic stuff that they just hand out throughout gameplay and stuff like that. It sounds like they're planning on doing like pretty like frequent like content drops. Like it seemed like once a quarter.
They already have 2 planned content drops
Yeah.
for AFK Journey.
Yes, yeah. So 2 planned drops already, and featuring brand new modes too. It sounds like.
Oh yeah. They specifically said, because when we were talking to them, they mentioned a mini rogue-like gameplay entry, and then God, what was the other one?
What's it?
I don't remember. They mentioned like 2 different things.
Yeah.
And so I specifically asked them. I was like, "Are you gonna like drop that in, and then that's just gonna stay?" It's like, we're gonna drop it in. We're gonna see how much people like it, and then there's always the chance of an evergreen game mode, which is just like AFK Arena must be doing pretty well. They have 200 people working on AFK Journey, is what they said is their dev. Their dev team for the game.
Yeah. Well, and they made it a point to be like, they have not an open world, but a world that you walk around and explore. You're moving your characters in like an isometric view. Your entire party is like following behind you as you walk around. The actual like combat is kind of like an auto battler. You can, position your troops on your side of the field. And then once you hit start, they kind of just fight on their own. However, there are like castable spells, like alts. That
it's like a mix of like a true auto battler, like auto chess, like
electric football.
Like sure, electric football was the first thing that I thought of, but I didn't want to I don't want to steal your thunder.
Thank you.
Like what was the League of Legends one? I was trying to stall and I can't remember it.
Team fight
Tactics.
tactics.
Like TFT. Except that you instead of their abilities auto activating, you get to pick when they activate.
And some of them had like more of like Fire Emblem style like positioning too. Like there was an archer that his ult like you could kind of position where it like sat, so you could hit certain characters. The battle, like the zones that you fight in, also feature sort of like landmarks or like just objects that are in there. So high walls that you can't shoot over, you got to run around, or higher positioning grounding, and then also like interactable objects. So there was like an explosive barrel that you could like double click on and it would explode. But if your characters were in that range, you were also eating that damage. So there's kind of that. There's also the same, mobile thing where you can hit a button and it'll fight for you. It'll cast all that stuff for you if you're just kind of grinding or trying to get materials. And yeah, I mean, it's very well done. The art style wise, it's kind of like a cell shaded, like cartoonish type thing. And then everything in the demo and what they've told us is going to be completely voice acted.
Oh.
So hopefully you got space on your phone.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, but there was even the like sort of like JRPG type of things where characters just stand there and go huh to each other. Not there, just full on dialogue. So.
Okay.
So
It's the most we've talked about a singular game on this entire
Love
thing.
it.
So, clearly game of show.
It's out next Wednesday.
yes, it's out on
Wow.
Wednesday. Yeah. They were saying they were like, if you got an Android phone, we could give you the build now, but So should be taken off soon. I'm sure they have some pre-registration bonus thing going on
always
right
do.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the game. So.
I have a couple of people in my friend group which are like they're just gacha hoppers. So like every single gacha game that comes out, they hop to it. And so if it's mobile only, they'll usually play it on BlueStacks. If the developer doesn't like ban emulators at all. And so he's already. I've already been hounded by one of them of like, what's at the booth? What are they doing?
Got any codes?
But yeah, it seems like a pretty decently in the same way that when Genshin came out way back when, it felt like it was going to be kind of like, oh, this is going to be a little bit different than kind of what that norm was.
Yeah, and they've gone out. Lily Pichu is going to be there tomorrow. Like they've clearly gone out and gotten like
There's
voice
a
talent
marketing
that they
budget for this one.
recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
definitely like in terms of just games.
It looks good though.
Yeah, one of the bigger booths. Like
Oh, yeah,
it's like
yeah,
one of the bigger.
very
yeah.
prominent. Very prominent with advertising. as
Yeah,
well.
it's like that and Final Fantasy 14 are like the
Yep.
two big like game booths. There are bigger
So
booths.
speaking
Well,
of,
no,
that's a
well,
good-
real quick before we go to Kitty, is that because the other one is that and none of us saw it
Yeah.
or have talked about it, which is the fact that Path of Exile 2
Yeah.
has the first customer player hands-on.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
PAX
really?
East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep walking by
so-
it and I'm like, oh.
I just thought it was Path of Exile.
No, that's Path of Exile 2.
Oops.
And
yeah, I mean, there's no 2 on there. It just says
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean because it's basically just Path of Exile. But yeah, I mean like I do want to know because like the two biggest lines as far
Yeah.
as like biggest booths with biggest lines in my opinion have been Final Fantasy 14 because they're doing the new expansion Dawn
Dawn
Trail.
Trail.
Yeah.
Dawn Trail.
Dawn is it Dawn Trail?
yeah. I
Yeah.
want to say they have like a raid experience or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a challenge. I think.
Yeah, they're doing some challenge stuff. So
I saw a bunch of
Bucket
people with
hats.
bucket hats.
Yeah.
so that one's a pretty big
The
line.
Dunkin' bucket hats are better though.
And then
Yeah.
like I said, and then Path of Exile 2, which to my knowledge is the first public
Yeah.
demo of it.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put 2 and 2 together on that, but
I
yeah.
walked past the media. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like, I'm like, God.
Oh,
I,
Path of
trust me,
Exile.
I already realized how badly I fucked up by not playing Path of Exile.
Yeah,
it's like,
I already know. I already know how bad I did. But yeah, so anyway. Now we can move on.
Now we
To
can
the
move
biggest
on.
booth.
The biggest, like,
The biggest
It's not
literally.
the,
And you know what? The best booth.
technically, it's not the biggest because Gigabyte does have the biggest.
True.
Oh, that's right. Because they have the hat side. It's like the computer and the other one's like they sell.
Yeah, because they actually have
And they have a walk.
they have a booth big enough that it's separated by a hallway, but it's technically still one contiguous. But the one that stands out the most is definitely
Kadaya.
Kadaya.
And I gotta
The
say,
gamer exclusion zone.
yes, this was Johnny had the best interaction with the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just got to
That's the
start from the
background. What is that?
We just got to start from the beginning with what this is because it sticks
So-
out like a sore thumb on
So
the show
here,
floor.
I'll tell you right now, it is huge. I'll do a quick overview. Huge booth with these big circle portal looking things.
They look like Stargates.
They look like
Yeah.
targets. We walk up yesterday at like 5:30, and we're looking at there, and the lady up front's like, "Yeah, no, we're
closed.
closed for the day." And this dude comes like shuffling over, is like,
It's like actually.
No, we
actually,
can let people
we can
in.
let people in.
Yeah,
I think he saw our media
badges
badges
and wanted
let
us to
people
go
in.
in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, we just got word,
All
you guys
press
can
is
go
good
in.
press, baby.
So we go in, and the first guy there,
Yeah.
we ask him, he's trying to explain what this is. I'm gonna let Johnny take over because it was.
He's from Detroit, number one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
He's from Detroit. We knew that because I was wearing my Lions hoodie. And,
So is that like?
Yeah, I was wearing my lines.
Yeah. So he was very excited about that. But also he I guess he mispronounced Kadea.
He did.
and like some other rep like corrected him or something like
Yeah.
that.
You do feel for the people that were in that booth because they don't know what's going on
No.
either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole time we were there, we were just like, okay, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
So we walk in, we get introduced to whatever this is by this guy.
Yeah.
He gives us wristbands and he says, okay, you need to like
put your
scan.
hands on the portal now.
Yeah.
I mean, basically.
Go up to those Stargates and scan it in. Okay, but you had to activate your bracelet first, so you had to basically like join their Discord. And, like, but you had
Fill
to,
out a
you
survey.
had to join it in a way that was
You're
so.
a watch list now.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
We're on a watch list.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the hook of
I
this
did
yet.
accept some terms and agreements that like I'm probably like, oh, I probably should have read this.
But I want that sweet headset.
But I what I really wanted was I wanted to ask them questions about like, first of all, when we first got in there, when we first met at PAX, we were walking across the Sky Bridge and JJ's like, hey, that's the booth that is the Saudi Arabia game. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Baking powder? So that got me super interested in like what it is. So we started talking. We were just like going around. We were just like willy nilly, like putting our wristbands on whatever,
Yeah.
like whatever thing.
Nobody was really explaining anything
Yeah.
what was going on in there because like you really were only supposed to scan one wristband at one spot.
Like one spot or whatever. They were like, pick what element represents
Speaks to you.
Which are you getting?
You know, it's
Airbender or
like
firebender? Or...
Yeah, it was like space, fire,
like cyber.
Space?
Cyber.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being hired to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare!
Well, wait, but you're getting the best part though. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So we eventually like just do all of them, even though we weren't supposed to.
This is when we finally get to corner one of the PR people.
Yeah. So the PR person was talking to us, and she was like, yeah, it's. First of all, we asked like, what the hell is this?
What is this? You are not. There is no. There's like a video wall playing that just has like concept art, and that's it. It doesn't really describe what any of this is.
So the main gist of this is like this thing doesn't exist yet,
like in any form.
Well, I mean, the other thing I want to say is that like preface this with it says Kadia Gaming on it. So the first thing that any logical person does, because there's nothing shown, like you cannot see what it is.
Yeah.
So any normal fucking functional brain person is gonna go, oh, I'm gonna Google what Kadia Gaming is.
Yes.
And the first result is the press release from December of last year, which is Kadia Gaming press release. We're building a.
I have it right here. If you want the word for it,
go for it.
Kadia City will be home to the world's first mixed-use gaming and esports district that will attract gamers from across the globe and cement Saudi Arabia as the global epicenter of this dynamic sector. It was announced today, December 14th.
Yeah. So that's what you hear. If you are like I don't even want to say ear to the ground, but like if you're following a lot of industry stuff, Saudi Arabia has been putting money into the industry for a number of months.
They
years.
own SNK now.
Not just the industry, but like they want to do a lot of different like touristy stuff.
Yeah.
And like also like huge mega projects, like putting like a giant long city in the middle.
So
it's purchasing culture.
So
the WWE shit.
It's
so
strange.
we have this PR rep cornered.
Yeah, so you corner her.
You corner her and Johnny, and you ask.
Look, I don't want to say a corner because you know they're paid.
Because they were giving you a tour.
Yeah.
They're giving you a tour.
They're giving you a tour of the 3 portals.
Yeah.
They gave we were talking about the portals.
Because again, the portals do nothing other than you put your bracelet on it and a badge comes up, like you've unlocked an achievement.
Yeah. But then like you don't get anything in the Discord. Nothing really.
You're supposed to
get like a roll or something.
You're supposed to come back the next day and scan at the same thing, and you could win a prize.
It's just like a time.
Wait, so you have to go back twice.
I go back every day.
You have to like be registered to win.
Do you still have the thing on your?
No.
Because like finish the story about about asking the person.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the big question for me was, so where is this supposed to be?
Yeah.
She says Saudi Arabia. I'm like, okay. So it's supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. Is this sponsored by the Saudi Arabian government? And she says, I actually don't know.
You can go to the website.
You can go to the website and see. And so they were kind of cagey about it. I don't know if this
not imagine why.
Right. Yeah. So, and also, we're all wearing media badges, which is like, okay, Saudi Arabia and journalists don't go together very well, in particular. So.
You would be nice to know. You will be happy to know, though, that I was looking at the Discord rules, and they do not tolerate homophobia.
The funnier thing was, I asked a question in the Discord.
You already went in.
Good job,
Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny ban any percent speed run.
Yeah. Don't worry.
What'd you ask?
I asked.
Well, come on. Hit me with it. Come on. I know. You cannot go light, so I know you win.
I asked, so this is gonna be in Saudi Arabia. Are women gonna be allowed to?
You did not. You did not.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
It's actually a serious question
It
because
is.
like no.
Well, the mod was like, yes, with an exclamation point, and I was like, all right.
They have to be they have to be fully clothed.
I don't know.
So I guess I didn't get to go to the portal
You
experience.
didn't
The
mention-
line
Yeah, don't worry
You
about
can,
it.
was
Sam,
insane.
you like anybody else
Insane.
can get the portal experience.
At home.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is like, what is their end game with this
We
booth?
don't
right?
know.
Like, is it to sell?
Nothing felt
Oh,
good
what's the
about
name of the booth?
Yeah.
So-
is it just
Just
to
get their
get
name out there, I guess.
Yeah, so
I
so
think
I'm
if
gonna lay out my opinion. So this is full of, we're going with full opinion stack.
Yeah.
So like Saudi Arabia government and the Emirates in general have had a multi-pronged approach to I mean, I'll use the term washing.
Oh no, I get the overall
So-
like.
so, like,
point of
specifically
it.
with the
I mean
booth.
the booth. Yeah.
the
what was
booth,
point
the
of
booth
being
is
there
literally
today?
just to implant the brainworm about the Qadiyah,
Yeah.
about what that name is, and it's just
It's in
trying
there
to
now.
Think
trying
about-
to associate giveaways with what this brand name is, just so that as they try and use this name to do whatever they're going to do next, the first thing you think of, I was like, oh yeah, I saw that at PAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw somebody write about that at PAX.
Well, even if you don't know what they're doing in
Yeah.
there, you're like, oh, okay, I recognize that.
You're
brand.
you're
It's- you
you're
don't
normalizing
associate-
this.
You don't associate it with Saudi Arabia. You
Yeah.
don't associate it with anything that
Yeah.
they've done. You associate it with something that you
PAX,
read
yeah.
about that was at PAX, or you
Yeah.
you associate it
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
I don't know, any other outlet that you read it about it from.
Because if you think about it, if it wasn't at PAX, the only thing you would know about it is Saudi Arabia.
That press
because
release.
the
Right?
only thing
Yeah.
that would exist would be the press release.
Yeah.
It being at PAX normalizes it. It makes it's a game thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
the whole purpose of the booth is that you walk up, you get a wristband, you scan it. There's 4 different prizes that they have giveaways for.
Yeah.
And
So
then
now you associate it with
and then you come
a
back.
Secret Labs desk.
Yeah, and then you come back every day, rescan your badge, or you rescan your little wrist bracelet, your NFC wrist bracelet, and you enter yourself in another chance to win. So they're just trying to get people to come back every time they associate Qadiyah with,
Yeah.
oh, that cool booth that I
Yeah.
saw.
It's just
Yeah.
the intensity of
I still have no idea who would go to this.
It was just so funny because,
Yeah.
like, before I asked like the big questions, I was looking at JJ like, "What is this?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah. Nobody is saying
Nobody is.
anything. It
nobody's
was like
saying what it
pulling
is.
and we
teeth
still kind of don't know what
because
it is.
they
This
just
is-
have they just have one sort of blanket. I'm dead certain that somebody said to her, so like an escape room," and she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And so that was the line she ran with for the rest of the weekend.
It's literally it's like a list of buzzwords because
Yeah.
even on their Discord when you join,
Yeah.
so it's like I heard the one guy say, it's gonna be an IRL, AR, some
Yeah.
VR, Web3, and even
Yeah.
AI. I'm like, what other buzzwords are
What's
there?
that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, AR and VR.
What
What is
they're
that?
saying is that it's
Yeah.
they're listen. If this thing ever gets made,
Yeah.
If.
that's a big if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it ever gets made, it's going to be a giant mixed reality warehouse.
Congratulations,
It's
you
Battle
invented.
Royale.
Yeah, congratulations,
You have to
you
kill each other.
invented the theme park.
Yeah, you invented laser tag.
Yeah.
Squid Game in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, I mean, like nobody from. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody. 'Cause that's
No,
absolutely.
Now, the one thing that
Right.
they point out in
I'll
there.
go to Saudi Arabian David Busters.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Well, I see, like, I know that I said no, but
I take it all back.
immediately corrected
I take
myself
everything
because
back.
Tom is in the room.
But here's the two things that are going to be very interesting if this thing like I could see it being an esports thing. I could see that being a venue.
But here's the thing,
Yeah.
that's already happening because
Yeah.
Yes.
because you look at Qadiyah's website and
Yeah.
they're talking about Rida.
Yeah.
Or Rydia, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry.
It's Rigia.
Riyadh.
Is it Riyadh?
It's not.
Oh,
It's,
sorry.
I also what are you talking about? I was like, dude, that
Are you
it's
talking about
spelled
Riyadh from Final Fantasy IV?
Ryadh. That's
Yeah,
definitely
Riyadh.
Yeah, Rihanna.
It's Riyadh.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard it a different way the first time. Like Dota. So like I'm a big follower of Dota. Dota's already had 2 major tournaments in Riyadh, and so like it's not a coincidence that that's where they chose to put this.
Not bad.
It's all very planned out. Is I guess where I'm coming from.
I desperately want it to like become a thing, and I want to see which journalists which game people get the
Who's relocated?
or like who are the ones they're sending? Like who's IGN gonna send? To, like, which journalists are gonna get blacklisted?
No, well, so here's the thing to keep in mind is that like with the way that this will go, it's not going to be about who IGN is going to send. It's going to be about what outlets are going to be willing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
For them to pay their outlet to bring them out there because they will cover all of it.
I want to see people make games. That'd be amazing.
So it's kind of an indicative, weird aspect of PAX East this year because you have Kadaya, but you don't have like the 4 pillars that have always been at PAX, right? Devolver, we talked about Devolver not being here.
Oh yeah,
there's no Devolver, there's no Tiny Build or
Intel was not here.
Twitch isn't here.
Twitch usually wasn't always on the
No Discord.
Discord. But who were the other developers? Tommy or Taylor, you were telling me about it the other day.
Oh, which ones you just?
Raw Fury. I said Devolver.
Raw Fury.
Raw Fury is not here. Tiny Build.
Yacht Club.
Yacht Club.
Thunderful.
I'm
just trying to think, especially the ones of like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Focus isn't
Focus
here.
wasn't here.
I forgot the name. The Dead Cells booth.
Paradox.
Yeah. Paradox.
Annapurna.
And you.
Yeah. So a lot of companies are not here, which is first of all, it's the overlap with GDC is fucking everybody over.
And
but
they don't have the money to sell.
They don't have the money.
Yeah.
So Little Bird. So that leads me to this part. Little Bird initially told me through somebody else that a Little Bird that they had heard that PAX was potentially going to have some big news this week, and then that was semi-confirmed by someone saying, "Don't worry, there will not be an overlap between PAX and GDC next year." And that further evolved into us hearing right before our panel, I think, or right during the panel, that PAX was going to be moving to potentially May. And then we found out
You heard it
today,
here first, folks.
You heard it here first. And we found out today, I heard that within 2 years, as soon as the Boston contract is up, PAX is moving to New York.
New York State wearing Javits says, come on down.
There's a lot of stuff that's shifting around right now. But from everything we're hearing,
this is the biggest. It's the biggest convention center in the Northeast.
Boston.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
Because even like New York City Comic Con, I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, they used to split it with like Life, like magazine had like a.
They have the whole thing.
They have the whole thing.
Okay.
They took it over a few many years. Well,
Probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So those are some of the rumors, but I think the first one that we're all hopeful for is that it moves to May.
I hope it's May. I hope it's May no matter where it goes.
Yeah, agreed.
Although I don't want it Memorial Day weekend because that just makes plane tickets that much more expensive.
And then you have all of them would be like Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
I don't have to travel for Labor Day weekend.
But I do it. I know I don't come out there.
But I will say, I mean, at the same time, as far as like attracting people to come to the show, both of those things are good because they're targeting. Yeah. Always.
That means
people that are there. I mean, I was gonna say people that are in school, but like also adults that have children now.
Yeah.
And they are gonna typically have Labor Day and Memorial Day off.
I wonder if that means that they would do it like West, because West is Friday, Saturday,
Through
Sunday,
Monday.
Monday.
Maybe.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because it's Labor Day. It's a holiday.
4 days. So
yeah.
I could see the 4 days. Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, granted,
It's like Wednesday's a lot harder to pull for.
it is.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm done after. Earlier in the day today, I'm like, I've seen everything.
Yeah.
Probably
It wasn't
some-
hard.
it
Day
wasn't
one, we
hard.
saw pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it used to be a lot harder back many years ago.
We didn't say that Thursday they did not have Sandland, and then Friday they brought in the tank, and all of a sudden Sandland's here. Was that a GDC? Did they just like ship it?
Hi, Lisa. Everybody's hi to Lisa,
Hi, Lisa.
our number one fan.
My number one fan.
Sorry, Zach's not here.
Says,
Sorry, Zach's not here.
yeah, we tried to get him, but he said no.
Call Zach and make him feel better.
But yeah, so it's PAX will be different next year in some respect.
No matter what happens.
No matter what happens, yeah. But
I hope the Mountain Dew and Dunkin' Donuts booths return now.
yeah, Mountain Dew and
We went to Idaho and potatoes.
Yeah,
Idaho
Did
Did you
potato.
go?
No.
You guys missed.
Oh, I was
so
crazy.
That Idaho one was at West too, so that is like actually a mainstay. I think
What were you
now.
gonna say?
Shirley and I went to the concerts while you guys were at the
Yeah.
thing, and they introed it because the concerts are sponsored by Mountain Dew, and they were like, tonight's code red coded like performance is like live. You know, they just went. They said like an entire spiel, like let's get Baja blasted and stuff like that. Just very
Who was playing?
Well, there was a quartet that was playing when I was still there.
The Bioshock
Apocalyptica.
And then they were being joined by more people as I was leaving.
I know it
Mega
was-
Ran was tonight.
Yeah, Mega Ran was tonight.
Yeah, Mega Ran. I think 88-bit, the pianist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the
Jer
who?
from Scott
The
Tina.
what? What did you say?
Shirley has been updating me. I can
Is
give
she there,
you-
or-
I can get, yeah, she's at
Oh,
the
cool.
concerts. I can tell you her thoughts are how's the rest of the show going is what I asked. And then she said, it's been fun. Sax guy brought out his electric saxophone. And then in all caps, she said, pulling up an electric bass. Very cool. Apparently, it's the 8-bit big band guy. That's figure skating. You know someone is talented when they hit a trombone solo and the whole crowd is into it. Says me, noted trombone hater. So
that sounds like Jer from Scott Tina.
it's very likely.
Because
If I know anything about your wife, it's that she hates the trombone.
I've only known her for a couple of years now.
We do have a comment from Bateman Labs. They say, glad you guys like the chair. They said, we'll take the hamster bottle accessory into
Yeah.
Please.
Make sure the material is anti-fusible.
game of the show is this chair. So yeah, we're going to be distributing our favorites of the show, our Team Choice Awards. We got 8 of them. We got 4 that are solid. We got 4 more that we're deliberating that we'll probably have in the next within the next few hours.
All
here.
4 legs of those chairs.
All 4 legs.
Get the staple gun out, just
baby,
really
locked
fuck
in.
up their wood.
I'm going to show up with a 60 grit sandpaper tomorrow morning.
This is
But,
a dent,
yeah,
this is a dent
so
and
we'll-
scratch. You're gonna have to give me a
We'll
discount
have to
on this
walk
one.
around. I will say that was really kind of a cool feature of why they didn't like lacquer or go crazy with stain. Is that back to the Bateman Labs chairs? Is that they were explaining to me? Oh, again, I went deep in the weeds with the shit. I'm like, you guys didn't put any stain or anything on this. He says, no, because if you're eventually gonna scratch this thing. You're gonna dent it. You're gonna scratch it. Said if we put stain on this, then you have to find the right stain to refinish it. He's like, no, you could just sand this shit down with like a little like hand sander and then re-prime it or re-lacquer it on top, and you're all set. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. You know what? All right, God bless you.
Yeah,
God
These
bless
people are overestimating how much I care about mine.
Well, they know
But
that
they know-
Your kid is gonna
an
take
oversized clay mat is sitting right on
Yeah,
top
exactly.
of that.
Yeah.
yeah, your kid is gonna take a permanent marker to the legs
Yeah.
of that thing day one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you have children if you own that chair.
Yeah. They gotta be at least-
Is that a challenge?
That's no, that's Daddy's gaming chair. You can't sit in Daddy's gaming chair.
12 weeks from now, we're gonna be hopping on this podcast, and Dolly's gonna be in the chair.
I'll be in the chair.
Yeah.
And Tom will be wearing a hat.
Dally doesn't count. He has the oldest child of any
Listen,
child
I'll
ever.
be
Yeah.
recording from the chair, and Tom will be recording with his game set.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh God, that should be at my house when I get home.
Unbelievable.
So
The game set.
that's another thing I want to talk about is the game set.
The car salesman pitch for the
Oh,
game
man,
set.
we
they
didn't
gave
even
us.
talk about. There was actually news that broke today. We didn't even
About
talk
the game
about.
set?
No, not about.
Although the guy did tell us that they're planning an attachment for VR headsets for game
Nice.
set.
Shut the fuck. Are you serious?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And he was like,
Doing like nostril detachment.
he was like, as of right now, you can put the input in through USB-C, 3.5 millimeter jack or HDMI. He's like, yeah, that one's like the next version is it'll just be 3.5 millimeter.
Yeah.
Because they want to set it up for Blu-ray players specifically.
Absolute horror shit.
Yeah.
Nothing like adding another 30 pounds.
What was the
to
news?
VR
What was
The
the
set.
news?
news was the Apple antitrust laws.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Apple's.
Oh,
lawsuit,
yeah.
It's just a real quick looper on it, just because because I read the press release from
The Justice Department.
from the Justice Department, and they
Yeah.
did specifically mention Game Pass I don't know if they mentioned Game Pass by name.
No, I think they mentioned like
Game streaming.
game streaming,
Yeah.
and being able to hold individual like apps inside of an app.
Yeah.
Right. So they didn't call out Game Pass by name, but they said, like I said, the idea of game streaming as part of the idea of the antitrust lawsuit against Apple.
It's basically like, hey, if you would have just settled with Epic instead of like starting
I see.
a giant public piss fight, and then here we are. It's just kind of wild because like they seem to be going after Apple specifically about the iPhone.
Mhm.
That like
So-
everything you're building around the iPhone.
It is the monopoly of
anti-consumer.
the smartphone market,
Yeah.
not the monopoly of Apple Corporation at large.
Yeah. And we were talking about like, if they end up taking this to court, like Discovery is going to be brutal for Apple. Like because they have publicly said about what was it? You were saying Tim Cook has that quote about
So
like
Tim Cook has a quote from 2022 because I remember this one very vividly of like because this is the conversation about text messaging of an interviewer goes, hey, when are we gonna do anything? I text my grandmother or I text my mother and the bubble shows up green. And Tim Cook responds, well, maybe you should buy your mom an iPhone. And then there's another one from 2013 where there was a quote from an executive of basically, I'm summarizing here, that if they fixed the text message RCS issue, this would make it easier for parents to buy Android phones for their children.
That I think is more of an issue.
You could Tim Cook.
Yeah.
You can argue away
The
Tim
blue
Cook
green
quote.
thing is stupid.
But the one from 2013 is pretty damning.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if they were willing to make those statements publicly,
Yeah.
what are they saying internally?
Sam, that's definitely your real point. There is that like Discovery is going to be like, listen, we know that you said these two things already 9 years apart. What happened in the last 9 years?
Right?
And I want to see like what you guys talked about. And Apple certainly does absolutely not want to go to the point where there's a lawsuit where they can enter in Discovery and be forced to produce those documents
For their top product.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long news cycle for
But,
this.
yeah.
fucker. We thought the Xbox shit was long.
no, this is not a big
It's gonna be like
Yeah.
5 years worth of news about
But
this.
yeah, anyway, Game Pass was mentioned, so I had to.
That's good.
I had to bring it up. I don't
So
know.
PAX East is in the bag, basically done. Tomorrow we'll give out our awards, and then we'll all.
Sunday
all separate
technically still
ways.
happens. We won't be. Well, I mean, some people will be here.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
What time's everybody
I'm
leaving
leaving
tomorrow? I'm leaving
tomorrow.
at
I'm
5.
leaving at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
7 a.m. tomorrow morning? Oh shit!
Damn, Johnny.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean,
I'm not gonna like hanging out with you guys for a long
It's
time.
true. We smell.
No,
we'll
it's
probably go to the show floor.
You gotta go with the short for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Once it's lunchtime, probably just venturing out, grabbing some meat.
Yeah.
So John, you gotta give me any choices for game of the show?
This
For your
is
favorites?
this
For
is raw,
me?
unfiltered.
Could be anything.
Um,
Could be game, product, whatever.
you know what? I can't give it to Tone because I haven't actually played it,
Okay.
but I would if I could. But
Conceptually, it's
conceptually, yeah. To me, I think the best game of show was, I'm gonna say it, Star Wars Unlimited.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
First time board game
First-
winner of the show.
yeah.
Or tabletop game.
Mhm.
There's not really boards involved in a lot of these games anymore.
No.
Who makes that? Do you remember who made that? Or
Disney.
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
That's what he's been doing since he sold.
Tim wants to know if you're curled up in a ball yet on the floor.
Oh no. I'm looking up Star Wars Unlimited though.
It's cool.
That's cool.
You know, I pretty much, I'm such a weirdo trading card person.
Sure.
Even though I just got into trading, selling cards online, I'm such I'm always on TCG Player all the time.
Yeah.
So when something like Star Wars Unlimited shows up on their main page, it's like, ooh, this is gonna be hot. Like, ooh, there's gonna be some cards in there. It's gonna be some more some money.
games.
Fantasy Flight games.
Oh
What-
yeah, it is. Yeah, Fantasy Flight. But yeah, I like it a lot because it feels a lot like Magic in terms of like what resources you have, but in terms of like, you know, you don't have to worry about land. You don't have to worry
Sure.
about like your ratio of land to spells, or creatures to spells, or whatever. You just have to like your resources are whatever you want. You can put whatever card you want as a resource face down, and you use those resources to play whatever you want.
Ryan wants to know if there's any good swag over during the show.
Dunkin' Donuts bucket hat.
Dunkin',
Yeah.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin'
say,
Donuts and
I mean-
Final Fantasy 14 both have bucket
Yeah.
hats.
But Mountain Dew had Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew,
Let's
that's
let's
true.
be real.
He
Though.
had the Window Mountain Dew though.
In the grand scheme of things, the answer is no.
No, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
for
like,
real.
like think about the swag of
Yeah.
We don't even have
We got-
the big stupid,
we got-
the big giant
we
bags
got-
anymore.
Yeah, we got
yeah.
Pokemon cards.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Pokemon
that's
cards.
true. I got some Flesh and Blood cards.
AFK Journey is one of the few places that has big bags.
Yeah.
Well, but to get that, they're not just handing them out. You have
That's
to
true.
do like an Instagram post. Or
Ah.
It's
follow-
mostly
No
just,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they want,
mostly-
they want that social media.
Yeah.
It's mostly just buttons and stickers now. That's pretty much
Yeah,
everything.
swag is like
Yeah.
stomped down.
Although I did get these
I remember getting T-shirts.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did get these
Oh yeah, the caps. Where is that?
Liz Fong.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, they don't even do like PAX itself doesn't do a swag bag anymore.
No,
because they
not
used
anymore.
to do the,
This was-
like,
this was after
certain
that.
get,
You
like,
get-
game
By the way,
codes,
how do you
certain
get the
t-shirts.
Snap Marvel Snap?
Oh yeah.
The Marvel Snap.
I think it's in the lobby.
Is it on-
Yeah, it's in the
there's-
lobby,
there's
so
a
like
sign in the
main
lobby,
line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, favorite game.
Oh, I was actually Killer Klowns.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so a couple. What
I
about
think
yours?
Probably AFK Journey.
AFK Journey.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just putting these down. So we have to figure out a couple more. So
Is the chair on there?
the chair is on there. Yeah, Bateman Labs is on there. Bateman Labs, congratulations. We got Renaine, Bateman Labs, Pipistrello, Killer Klowns, Star Wars Unlimited, AFK Journey. We need
Oh,
two
that
more.
what was that one? That with the metal one. That was really cool.
Crimson?
I like that one
Crimson.
a lot.
Crimson, and that one comes out like soon. But we'll,
I think
I mean, it's out.
I do
Oh, it's
want to.
Oh, okay. So.
I'm sort of waffling between Crimson and Heartworm. Heartworm.
Oh, Heart was really cool.
I really like it because
Okay.
you know how in Resident Evil there's static camera angles. They use the static camera angles in Heartworm in like very cool ways. Like when you get like a Dutch angle, like you're like, oh shit, something's about to happen. You know, like
Crimson came out on the 21st, and it's
So-
$9.
yesterday.
ooh, $9 for
Yeah,
Crimson.
nice.
God
So
damn.
AFK Journey,
Yeah.
Killer Klowns. You had Killer Klowns, Pipistrello. You had Star Wars Limited, Heartworm. Tom, you had
Taylor.
Oh my God, it's one of those days.
It's a classic.
It's classic. You look good, Tom. No, what else did you have, Taylor?
I guess really just Nirvana Noir.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I was
You're
gonna-
set.
I was gonna suggest Juice, but
Yeah, Juice was the other one.
Yeah,
that I
my
was
other thing
I
was
feel like
super
that was
last
kind of
just because I would love to see that line get longer.
thinking. Yeah.
I mean, Juice was neat. I would say like between the
Another
two
one
of
of these
them.
nice.
You can put that up. Yeah, put that.
Put-
That's
put the
what-
QR code, flip it around, QR code up to the camera so you can scan
this.
scan the
Get you one of those.
It's
chairs.
cool.
What? Just go to varmchair.com.
Yeah, go
I
Varmchair.com.
don't want to be in this
Good
market.
shit. Good
I
shit.
was talking. I was on the phone with my wife while she was driving home from work, like right before we came back to the hotel. I was trying to tell her about the chair. I'm like, the armchairs. What are you fucking saying?
Why? What are these words? Stop.
What are these words? Well, that's it. We're gonna cut.
Ooh, I want to say one more
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
Hi, Esme, my little baby, my
Aw,
sweet baby. I love
hi.
you,
Bro, what is she doing awake? Are you serious?
We're gonna watch it over.
Sure
Nice.
you are.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, Daddy.
Dad.
Then he played the part about the chair again.
Daddy, show me more chair.
Daddy, go to varmchair.
Daddy, tell me about Kedaya, please.
Daddy, can we go to Saudi Arabia?
Do
No.
I have to wear pants?
Stop asking again.
All right, everybody. Again, Dolly, Taylor, JJ, Johnny, Tom, Sam. We're signing off. We love you all, and we'll see you soon. I like hanging with my family right here, and sure, hopefully we can see everybody again whenever PAX is
Whatever.
again, and whatever happens.
Wherever.
Yeah, wherever, to quote Shakira. It's always good. We'll see you in the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye.
Bye. We love you.
We love you.
Yay.
I gotta get real close and turn this off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Keep waving. Keep
Keep waving here.
You weren't real
Keep
close
waving.
when we were marketing the chair.